We're live.
All right, so
welcome. We have been trying for the last about an hour at this point, right?
Yep.
Because I'm trying to go ahead and launch this YouTube channel. I am launching this YouTube channel and podcast in 2021. It's been a goal of mine to reconnect digitally. I used to blog about 10 years ago.
Dang, is that long?
I started blogging back in like 2005. And so I wanted to get back into blogging. And then, of course, video blogging became a thing. And I decided I wanted to, catch up with the new kids. You know, they TikToking, videoing, reeling. So I thought I'd go ahead and do a YouTube channel. And this YouTube channel is Dear Summer. All right. So we are trying to work out some of these.
Dear Summer, produced by the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I'll be running around producing everybody.
Right. Shameless plug.
I should do it.
So talk to them real quick while I get a link that I can post on Instagram. So you don't know.
I've just been nosy. Just looking at people. Hey, listen. I want to see.
Go to and this is my first time. Okay, so
we're testing out the StreamYard stuff to see if she wants to start it.
Right. So that's private chat.
Comments.
That's not. I think this is open chat here.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's your YouTube. If I click on, I'm trying to see if it's actually live.
It is live. It's right there.
Oh, there it is.
So I'm about.
There it is.
So I'm about to get a link and post this on Instagram. All right. Are you talking?
No, I'm trying to make sure this camera is set straight. There it is.
All right. So keep talking.
Oh, okay. So basically what we're doing is testing out the live stream to see if Summer's going to invest in StreamYard. Trying to connect as simple as possible. Didn't have time to set up all the cameras and do a live switch like I typically like to do. But yeah, so we're just gonna have a very informal conversation. I'm Laterras Whitfield, the host of Dear Future Wifey podcast, and I'm talking to no one out here. And
you might be talking to somebody, but I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be used to you coming on. So once you post that, then you just keep doing what you're doing right there.
Okay, yeah, you got this. Okay.
Yeah, that was a dope shot. Tell you, brand creator.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay.
I wish I can tag me in it.
Oh, to repost you? Shoot, it's too late. I could do another one.
Yeah, so I can get my people on here.
Okay. All right, check it out. Right now, I'm live with the one and only Laterras Whitfield of the Dear Future Wifey.
Oh, that's how y'all be doing that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So join us right now.
On YouTube.
Swipe up on YouTube. Come on, let's go.
Lego.
Right now, all right, so.
That is dope.
Laterras Whitfield of the Dear Future Wifey.
That's how y'all be doing that.
Yeah. So join us right now.
Old man.
Swipe up on YouTube. Come on, let's go. Right now, I'm live with the one and only Laterras. It's so behind the scenes. So join us right now. Swipe up on YouTube. Come. All right. So anywho, I don't know. See, this is an interesting platform because I feel like I'm not. Oh, there's Nick. Hey, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
My first comment. Shaniqua, you don't know how long it has taken. It's been about an hour.
Yeah.
It has taken us to try to connect because I was just going to get on Instagram Live and your friend here has 5011 cameras around here.
5011.
And he thought we should just go ahead and connect one of the better cameras, and we still wound up with a webcam. So we're trying, but thank you so much because I want to go ahead and get this YouTube channel going. Is this camera too bright?
The camera.
It's kind of bright.
The camera, the
I mean the light.
It depends. Let's play.
Try it down just a little bit.
I think it's on.
Nick said she would have kept waiting. That's what I'm talking about. That's that support.
Nick.
The cat way.
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Nick.
Okay, so.
I know which one that is on my Instagram.
Shanika.
She
Shanika's
don't have Shanika on her page. Her name is Nick on there, right?
Nick Trey Chic.
Yeah.
Shanika was gonna deliver my children.
Is that what she does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
She's a gynecologist.
Oh wow.
She's a coochie doctor.
She a coochie doctor.
Coochie specialist.
She cute too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she pretty. All right. So what kind of questions would you like to ask us, Nick? What are we gonna talk about? Tell us what we're gonna talk about.
We can just start the conversation. So for those of y'all, it's only a handful of y'all in here right now. But for those of you that are here, Laterras has a podcast, the Dear Future Wifey podcast, in which he is sorry, party foul. I just wasted something on my laptop. He has this podcast where he is uncovering, uncovering, and recovering love. Okay. And it's an incredible podcast. And today we have been talking about
relationships. Every time we get around each other, we talk about love and relationships. And we talked about, I got on the Summer before, because Summer, when I used to make my Dear Future Wifey letters on Facebook, she used to say I was lame. Didn't you say that, Summer?
I said, okay, what is ringing?
FaceTime.
So here's the thing. Laterras is a very eloquent, well Bible-versed single man. And he would get on Facebook and post these, and I'm talking about like paragraph on paragraph of just like pouring his heart out. My dear, my future love, I cannot wait to wrap my calloused hands around your tender heart and nurture your tender pieces.
No.
And show you how to love again through God's abundant. I mean, like, he would do this like daily.
It wouldn't be daily. I would do it like, I've done about 7 of them total. And so I would do it once every probably 3 months whenever I'm motivated to talk on these issues.
Yeah.
And then Summer would be like, she a hater.
But tell him like what it would say. Give him an example of what I'm talking about. And you got to keep in mind now, Laterras has had a very, very successful career as a playwright, director, producer. He knows a lot of people in a lot of places. So this podcast, or rather this Facebook page of his has like, how many friends?
It's like 5,000 and like 8,000 people following.
So you're at your limit. Why is that light so bright? I feel like it's. I'm gonna sit back.
Because you light skinned.
I'm gonna sit.
I'm dark skinned.
Rude.
I need some light. Look how dark I am.
This is better anyway. So.
You're gonna be way back there.
I don't know. I look thinner when I sit back here though.
Because it's a wide screen. It's a wide angle.
I like it. This is my angle. So, mind you, Laterras is at his limit for followers. That's how many people he had. So he would get on here and give us an example. Give the people.
I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find them letters.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something because I'm telling you, some would just give people a hard time.
I don't give you a hard time. I love you, friend. I do. And as my friend, I want what's best for you. I want a woman who respects and admires and thinks the world of you and appreciates you. And so I'm going to let him find these letters that he will post for all 5,000 of his friends. And you can hear what will make me cringe.
I can't find it. Hold on. I can't find it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it's like I have all my new stuff on there.
Old?
Yeah, I have my new stuff on there. But it would be, I know what I can do. I can go into this other page. And basically what is the reason why I was doing it is because I was keeping myself in the mindset. When you get single, when you're single for a while and you dealt with some past hurt and pain, you can become bitter about relationships and love. And so in order to stay active, manifest in love, I decided to put it in the atmosphere and continue to speak positivity in the universe. And so that's what I did. And so it was an act of therapy for me as like I said, as I discover, uncover, and recover love. So that's a tagline I came up with because that's what I was doing intentionally throughout my journey as a single man. And so Summer was just like, I
just need him to find one message. Do you have like any saved in your notes? Maybe you typed them out there and then copy and pasted them.
It was always on Facebook, on my notes.
So you were like freestyling on
No,
Facebook?
I will write it in see, I've been doing this for a year on this, so all this other stuff is coming up. And it's coming up because that hashtag, there it is. Let's see. No, that's an appraisal letter. I always do it. Who's somebody? Nah, see, that's showing us.
Is that one? Yeah, that's no.
Nah, this is just me talking.
Oh, forget it.
I'm gonna find. You just keep talking to him. I'm gonna find something.
Well, anyway,
over
as a friend, I would read these really long.
Well, thank you for reading it. I appreciate you for reading it.
I mean, your vocabulary is incredible. But as a friend, I just, from a concerned place,
She said a concerned place. Man, she got all therapeutic on me.
My feedback was just that I felt like my friend should reserve some of those intimate feelings for a woman who deserved them, or at least, a smaller group, a more intimate group of an audience versus all 5,000 people where he was just bearing his soul once a week. And so he didn't listen to me.
Nope.
In fact, he said, forget what Summer talked about, and he started a YouTube channel. And how many subscribers do you have now?
It's grown to 36,500 subscribers in 1 year.
In 1 year. He started the Dear Future Wife podcast.
During the pandemic on April the 15th.
Mind you, we met at my house. Before he even started his, we met at my house, set up cameras, lighting, everything.
For her to start hers.
For me to start this very podcast in my living room.
Yep.
And guess who has a channel, a thriving channel, and who doesn't?
And see what Summer don't know is that she was that voice in my head when I began to bear it. Now I knew that with Facebook, it's not that I'm bearing it to the world of people that I, just total strangers. Of course, a lot of them are strangers, but YouTube is a different platform where that's across the world and I don't even know these people at all. So I was a little reluctant about it because I said, here I am telling these stories. These people don't even know me from Adam. And so I'm really telling this, I'm doing a whole podcast, reading these letters now to this proverbial wife. And I was like, okay, something's in my head. Please don't let me come off lane. Please don't let me come off lane. Now I'm actually reading it. And in doing it, not only has it been so therapeutic for me, but it's also been encouraging to a lot of women for them to hear a man speak these words of love over them and their desire, and hearing this man desire a wife from a godly perspective. And a lot of men have reached out to me saying, man, listen, you're teaching me how to get more in touch with my emotions. And guys have, even the letters I would put on Facebook, they say, hey, can I take that paragraph and put in my wedding vows when I get married? And so it was a lot of healing for me. And I just want to be the example that I wish I had seen growing up, to hear men actually love and not just talk so much about smashing chicks, but actually put ourselves out there to manifest our future wives. So that's what that was about.
So here we are a year later, and we're here in his studio, and we're talking about relationships. So, and here's the thing, I've known Laterras for since
2007. Yeah, 2007, about 13 years.
I used to work for him.
When we toured shows across the country.
Okay, I was his executive assistant, director's assistant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been through a lot, seen a lot. He pretty much knows all of my dating history, and I think I know a large amount of yours.
Yeah.
So when we get together, he laughed when I cussed about other things because he don't curse, but I do. I curse enough for the both of us, and so when we get together to talk about, I'm single now. He's
single,
divorced.
Yeah, divorced.
So when we get together to talk about love and relationships, it's truly unfiltered super raw, transparent. I don't have to worry about judgment,
Right.
or somebody giving me poor advice. If I need a male opinion on something, if I need godly advice, I can go to my friend because I know he's gonna set me straight. So that said, though, when we get together to talk about love and relationships, we cut up. Like, you would think there should be.
There should be cameras all the way. One day, we want to have a camera around and just.
When I arrive, we should just start a camera
and just let it roll.
Because
while we talk,
it's so much footage that we could be bringing y'all right now. If we'd have just,
start putting the camera up today.
Yeah.
You've been here for the last 8 hours?
I've been here all day.
Yeah, so we could have been recording all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll start now though. We have a few of y'all here. Topic. Shaniqua, do you have a topic? If you don't have a topic, I'll pull one out the sky. Because I don't mind.
Yeah, leave a comment, somebody. Summer, would you date someone who wasn't religious at all? King C says that. Thank you, King C, for your question. Summer, would you date a man that's not religious at all?
Okay, so let's start by saying there are many religions, right? So acknowledging that there are many religions, there's likely going to be at least a couple or a few of those that are not compatible with the religion that I practice, the faith that I have in Jesus Christ. I guess, are you asking me would I date somebody who was not a Christian? Is that the question, King C?
Or someone that was just straight up agnostic or atheist? Are you saying that someone that doesn't have any type of belief in a higher power? To be super clear, would you date an agnostic or I knew he was gonna say that. Agnostic or an atheist?
I don't believe that I would. When I date, let me also say this. When I'm dating, I date with purpose and intention. So it's not just about a good time. It's not just about how somebody looks, if there's physical attraction or what they have. I'm looking for somebody that has like values and somebody that I can build a future with and a legacy, that we can move towards marriage. So when I think about my future in the long term, I'm thinking about somebody that shares my values and beliefs, because I think that would be the best way to go about having a firm foundation together. If there's compatibility. And so if we don't believe the same things, it would be hard for me to truly see a successful future where we're actually building something together in sync as a team.
Right.
Because there would definitely be some, disagreements, just areas where we're not in full agreement on.
Shaniqua said traditional gender roles. She says she still believes in them, but most don't. Summer, do you believe in traditional gender roles?
What are traditional gender
roles? And that's what I want to
roles?
know, Neat. What are traditional gender roles? Is it where you say that the woman is she cooks and cleans, that traditional, and the man works and provides, or are you saying that, what are you speaking of exactly? Comment below.
I think
I said that's for both of y'all.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think when many people think about traditional gender roles, they think about a woman, like there being roles for the woman of the house, roles for the man of the house. Yeah. Generally, women are supposed to be submissive and
cook, clean, take care of the kids.
The husband, right?
The man just go out work.
Domestic duties. The husband brings home the check.
Yeah.
And does
mowing the yard, taking out the trash.
Right.
Is
that what you're saying, Shaniqua? Are those the roles? A man
pays
all the bills.
Both can work, but the man is the head. Oh, if you're asking me that, yeah, I totally believe in that. I believe in from the basic level, yeah, the man is the head of the household, and he's not the head as in ruling with an iron fist, but they're a team working together. but there has to be a level in any type of organization. There's a CEO. There's somebody that's running the organization, but he's listening to the counsel of everyone. And so I believe that as a man, that God called me to be the head of the household, but that's not that I'm controlling my wife. That's that I'm wise enough to listen to her wise counsel and move the family forward.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Even as an independent womanpreneur running 2 jobs, I still agree and pray for the type of husband that wants to be a leader, that has that in him to be responsible for our household, for me to be a covering, that he's confident and ready for that role. You know, honestly, for me, being that I am an only child, I have worked since I was 15. I'm super self-sufficient. If anybody knows me, I'm not an ask for help type of person. I'm gonna figure it out on my own. It's very, very hard for me to ask for help. But when I think about relationships and partnership, that's something that is super attractive to me. A man that does not shy away from the role of leading and taking responsibility and being there for his woman, his family, his children. Like, that is what does it for me. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard to come across in this new age of, I think, men meeting more women that can do for themselves. I think there are some men who just kind of go with that and don't step up. Maybe they feel like certain types of women don't want or need a man. And I would argue that's not true, that there are many of us who are in independent, professional roles that can absolutely provide and do for ourselves, but we very much desire the type of man that wants to be a leader, that wants, that is submitted to God so that we can then submit to him.
Good. King C asked the question, have either of you cheated in past relationships? If so, why? On my podcast, I've been extremely transparent. I did an episode called To Cheat or Not to Cheat with Joey Greco from the hit show Cheaters. And on that episode, I disclosed my infidelity in my past marriage. The reason why I cheated is because I had a lack of integrity. I'm one of those type of people that's not going to cast blame on my wife and say she didn't do this and she didn't do that. No matter what she did do or didn't do, I had a lack of integrity. And so if my integrity was in check, no matter what she did, I would have still upheld my marriage vows and took honor in making sure that I stayed faithful. And so the reason why I cheated, the short answer of it is a lack of integrity. One of the things that I'm doing right now to, I say, fireproof that from ever happening in my next marriage is that God has called me to practice abstinence. So I'm walking out this walk of abstinence until I get married. I did an episode on my podcast called The Vow of Abstinence, and God told me that I had to conquer that Goliath in my life to operate in this level of abstaining and honoring him and honoring myself so that I can give my wife the highest honor and protect her spiritually, physically, and emotionally. So that's the why. And even go a step further is the safeguarding from it is to operate in a high level of integrity, not only for myself, but to my Heavenly Father. Son, would you like to answer that question?
Actually, I've never cheated in a relationship.
She was cheated out of a relationship. So you said in a relationship? You said?
No, I mean.
You never cheated, period?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I have a very, very short attention span. So, and I believe that I would be a terrible liar. I'm not. No, we all flub a little bit on, your taxes, like things like that. But in a relationship, like when it comes to dating, I've had friends get on me about this because I'm also not very good with having a rotation. Which is to say, you're dating a lot of people at once. I tried that last year because I got on some dating apps. And so I was meeting several men in a short period of time. And that was actually pretty fun. And I'm not against it. And at this time, I'm actually for I'm for dating being what dating is supposed to be, which is gathering data.
Yes.
So dating a lot of people, or not a lot, but more than one person at once, so that you can figure out, you know, who's most compatible for you. But in a relationship, I have too much going on in my personal life and professionally. Like, I don't have the mental space for entertaining more than one man at a time. And because I think I would probably not be very successful at lying, I don't have a poker face. Like, whatever I'm feeling, thinking, whatever's going on in here, it's gonna come across here. And so, like, what's the point? Like, I'm not trying to keep up with a lie. I'm not. It's just, it kind of is what it is. So at the point in which I've checked out and I'm actually desiring somebody else, or I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, it's not fulfilling for me, I'm just out. So no, I have never cheated in a relationship.
You asked, did I tell her? Did she find out? I told her. And that wasn't the reason why we got a divorce. That happened in year 5 when we went through that, and then stayed married. And then 5 years later, I just decided that it would be best, that we were good friends and all that, but I just didn't believe that we were the best partners for each other. So I filed for divorce. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Shaniqua said she don't have time for or attention span for multiple people, Summer. So she said she's gonna date one person. You're gonna date one person at a time, Nick.
Here's the thing about that, Nick. I feel that way when it comes to relationships. Like, I want to hone in, I want to zero my efforts, my interests, my affection on one person. However, if I had to go back, because you are considerably younger than me, so if I had to go back to my early 30s or even 20s and try this again, I would absolutely have a rotation.
Yeah, you should.
1000%.
Yeah.
What, like,
she said, I don't like people in general.
Yeah, you kind of special.
She said, plus I don't like people in general.
No,
I would say you don't like people in general.
That's real.
What,
I'm gonna go live on Instagram. I'm gonna just.
My question is, do you ever want to be married, Shaniqua? Do you even want to be married? I'm gonna get a whole stand.
A whole stand.
I mean,
my phone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a lot of things at once. This is new for me. Lauren Plummer wants to know, should you date a person if you are not their type physically?
Should you?
Lauren, okay, wait, let me reread this. Should you date a person if you are not their type physically? Is that even possible? Is that an option? Are they willing to date you if you're not their type physically? Laterras is gonna help us put this phone. But you're not gonna be in the shot.
What? When we put it a certain way, we will.
I'm gonna let him do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren. Should you date a person if you are not their type physically? How does that work? How does that work, Lauren? Do you mean, okay, so let me ask you this. Do you mean that the person has a type, but then they choose to date you and then you realize, oh, I've seen their type and I'm not it. Is this a good idea? Is that what you're saying? Okay. What am I doing? So if he typically dates women with a certain look, like brown skin, curly hair, etc. Girl, boo. No. If he likes you, then clearly, damn that type. It doesn't matter. The type doesn't matter. If, regardless of what you've seen a man date in the past, people's tastes change. And then sometimes you just meet somebody that, whatever it is that they have, their energy, how they make you feel, what they have going for them, it just supersedes whatever they otherwise might have been interested in physically. And it's a go. It's authentic. Like, it has nothing to do with a physical type. That's what I think. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I mean, people, you see a lot of people. I know you've probably seen a guy with a woman and you looked at her and was like, how in the world did he like her, or vice versa? Is because it's something that's greater than the external that attracted him or her to each other. And so that internal thing changed. And you may look at them and be like, gosh, his other girlfriends looked a certain way or look, quote unquote, better by your standard. But, give people the opportunity to evolve and really, really love you for who you are or whatever connects with them. I love watching the show Ready to Love. And on this last episode I was watching, well, spoiler alert, it was this one guy that fell in love with a comedian.
Or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And he fell in love with this comedian girl. And she's like, what happened at first? Like the first day you said that you weren't really attracted to me like that. What happened? He said, it was just this vibe I'm feeling from you. And so I thought that was pretty dope because like you can tell that he sincerely likes her, and it's beyond, even though she's a beautiful woman, but it's beyond that. It's something that he connects to on a deeper level. But I only like a few people in general. But yes, I'm claiming that I'm a wife now, just waiting on my husband. Okay, well that's right then. Claim that you're a wife. Claim that you're a wife and manifest your future hubby. Any other questions? And to be honest, to my guilty conscience, to be a better person. What's up, IG? Where Summer, introduce. Tell them what you're doing today.
What's going on, IG? You guys, I have been wanting to launch the Dear Summer podcast and YouTube channel since 2018.
Yeah.
And so finally I came by Laterras' office today, the studio for Dear Future Wifey. He's a good friend of mine and an incredible creator. And I came by here today with my laptop and I said, we are going to start getting some pieces in place so that I can go ahead and get this podcast and YouTube channel up, because I want to connect with you guys in meaningful ways in the digital space. So for everybody that's joining on Instagram, please go to, if you go to the link in my bio and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Greatly appreciate that. Yes. We're planning a lot of great content. So anywho, to catch you guys up, right now we are talking about relationships. And there are some questions coming in on YouTube. If you can, join us on YouTube there, because we're reading questions that are coming in from the chat. I'm also trying to keep up with what's going on here, but as you can guess, it's a lot to keep up with.
Both.
So yeah, but if you guys have any questions, I would
chime in, ask anything. We're an open book, so just ask whatever.
Yeah. And for those of y'all over here that don't know Laterras, he's the producer, director, creator of Dear Future Wifey podcast. And so if you go to his Instagram, you can go ahead and subscribe and check out the episodes over there where he talks about
love and relationships. I take people on the journey as I discover, uncover, and recover love. So it's a very transparent podcast where I'm taking people from my journey as a single man until the day I get married. And so it's extremely transparent. I have a lot of amazing guests that have helped with the success of this podcast. It's grown in the last year from 0 to 36,500 subscribers, over 1.5 million views. And that's just been transparent and honest in front of the public and letting everybody know that they're, not alone in this love journey. And so we just glean information from different walks of life. And, it's been an amazing journey. So definitely check it out. YouTube, Dear Future Wifey. Go subscribe.
He's in his second season. He just finished his second season, and incredible guests, the topics, all of that. So you guys he's a good person for me to have to talk about relationships tonight with. So King C over here had a question.
Yeah, he said, has good sex in dating relationships become more important as you've gotten older or less important? Well, he said, has it gotten more important? Yes, it has. It has gotten extremely important. Which is strange because, like you heard me say earlier, is that now I'm walking this walk of abstinence. But in doing so, I'm definitely believing God is going to bless me abundantly above all I could ever ask or think. Come on, somebody. So yeah, I'm going to be abstinent till the day I get married. And I expect, since I'm going to be with this woman until death do us part, I want a first lady in public and a freak behind closed doors. Come on. Yep, that's what I want. Amen. Y'all touch and agree with me. Put your hand forward right now and believe God with me. But yeah, so that's what's up, King C. That's extremely important.
It's good sex and dating. has wait,
Become more important.
Yes, has good sex and dating relationships become more important as you've gotten older or less important? Whew. That is
It's loaded because you say more important.
right.
Then it's like,
As I've gotten older, should I tell on myself?
talk. This is Dear Summer now.
Well, here's the thing. I have not been intimate with anybody in 18 months.
Proud of
a
you.
long time.
Yeah.
Now, let me also say it was not planned. I didn't go, let me be completely honest. I did not go into this and say, I want to abstain or I'm intentionally not gonna be with anybody. That wasn't the initial intention. The last person that I was dating was the last person that I was with, and it didn't turn out the way I saw it turning out. I thought it was gonna go a little different, which is why I let my guard down and went into allowed myself to be vulnerable in that way, and it didn't work out. And for me, it just reminded me that I'm just not built like that. Like I've never really been into casual sex, just getting around. So I would say as I've gotten older, I probably had less sex, but I think that in my relationships, it would absolutely be
the quality. There was a quality better.
What?
As you gotten older, like you said, you've had less sex, but has it been more focused on the quality of the sex?
Definitely quality and just the overall connection.
Exactly.
Like, and that's also probably why I don't have much sex. Because I feel like you need to have in order for it to be good sex, you need to have a lot of trust and vulnerability in that connection. It's just it's the peak of intimacy. So how can you have good sex if you don't already have an authentic, genuine connection and trust with a person? And it takes time to build that. So
yeah, that's good.
Did I answer the question?
I think you did. I
don't know if I answered that.
Yeah, you said it's more about quality. Has it
gotten better? Yeah, and then also as you get older, you learn what you like.
Yeah.
You learn what turns you on and what turns you off. That has probably changed a lot as I've gotten older. So definitely, it's probably gotten better as I've gotten older. You can sort out who's worth moving to the next base, second base, third base with, and who you just leave in the dugout.
He said leaving the dugout. Pun intended. Nick will say, do y'all believe in forever love? And has that idea of forever died in our society? If so, how can we revive it? I totally believe in it. Of course, I have a whole podcast about it. And that's what I'm doing to revive it, is to actually speak and just, the Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. So I speak this stuff on a weekly basis and just talk about stuff and just talk about it and literally sit down and write letters to my future wifey and put them in this box right here, and so it's about 40 something letters in this box that I've written. And so, that's what I believe in reviving is for people to actually hear someone speaking about it, not afraid, not ashamed, not courageous enough to actually share and be authentic and transparent. One of the mottos of my podcast is to keep it lit. That means we're living intentionally and transparently. So when I wasn't dating with intentions, I would say that, last year I wasn't dating with intentions. It was like, hey, I'll tell a woman straight up, I don't care what it is between us, I'm not going to be with you. It's just whatever we do. We ain't got to have sex, but if we do, I'm down for it. It is what it is. And then as God began to convict my heart later on in the year, in December, I took a vow of abstinence. And then about mid-March, I now changed my mindset to start dating with intention, dating intentionally after being healed from some past stuff. And so here we are. But we gotta, it's forever for me. So that's why I'm doing the work now, so that I can actually get to the till death do us part love story.
And I agree. I believe in forever, but I think you have to take your time in meeting somebody that is truly compatible with you and with your purpose. I think you call it, or
My
there's an
purpose
episode.
partner. I call it purpose partner.
Yeah, you gotta take time to uncover and discover your purpose partner. And all too often, I think we get anxious. We look at these, worldly, earthly timelines and deadlines and say, if I haven't done this or gotten married or, had this many kids, whatever it is, the goals that you have by a certain date, that, you start getting anxious, and now you just looking for somebody to fill a role, and wind up people are just getting married to people they really were never intended to be in covenant with. So I do believe in forever, but I think it takes a lot to discover who that is.
And that's what season 3 of the podcast is going to talk about. We're going to unpack these marriage vows and take a look at it. We stand before the pastor or the judge and we say these vows so frivolously. And when I did it, when I was 28 years old and I was married, I said those vows believing in my heart, but I really didn't understand what those vows truly meant. When you hear for better or worse, what you're focusing on is the better. When you hear for sickness and health, you're focusing on the health. When you say for richer or poor, you're focusing on richer. You're never looking at, what if we poor? What does that really mean? If we get to the point to where we're homeless, would our marriage really survive that? If we get to this place of sickness, will we really survive this? And we hear that all the time. Do you love your wife or your husband? If they were to get in a car wreck and became disfigured, would you be faithful to that person? Oftentimes we don't want to think about the worst happening to our spouse, but there's a lot of couples that have endured that and have very loving and thriving marriages. And so I really want to unpack that in season 3, where we talk to couples who have experienced that. I have a friend that's going to be coming on whose husband died right before our eyes, Kim Alexander, who's been very transparent about that story with myeloma. But to have her talk about what did that feel like, and because that's a real life to death do us part moment. And so we're going to talk about this stuff. And so that's what I'm really challenging myself. So when I say these vows, I'm saying it with every fiber of my being and with the wherewithal and the maturity of understanding that don't say those vows or take it lightly unless you're going to actually honor them. And so that's the goal.
We have a special comment. A good friend of mine, Kayla, posted in Instagram. My husband and I abstained from sex during our courting, and I can 100% attest that it enriched our relationship and intimacy. It's so far from what society tells us is normal. And I think that is a beautiful testament. Kayla, I've known Kayla for about 6 or 7 years, at least, about 7 years at least. And I knew her before she met her now husband. And some of the challenges she and I both had as single women. We would call each other as girlfriends and talk about, some of the things going on. And so when she told me about this, her new boo, when they were just dating, I was like, okay, girl, okay. Because, it was different. And then when she told me, well, the way that he was intentional about dating her. And when she told me that they had, made this vow of abstinence until they were getting married, I was like, girl.
How long did y'all date? How long did y'all date before the nuptials? Post that. I would love to hear how long we're.
And that's her husband right here. That's so funny. He's in here too. What's up, Adrian?
Adrian, shout out to you, brother, man. That's dope. Nothing but mad respect for you. That's the journey I'm on right now.
Absolutely.
And so nothing but mad respect. And I would love to have a conversation with you because we need to really talk about that and help people understand the importance of that. Because that's something that's not, as men, we're told and encouraged from our brothers to go smash and knock down as many women as possible, leaving a lot of debris behind. 3 years, just under 3 years. Again, shout out to you again, brother. 3 years.
Listen, and I'm gonna give you some more context. So they're Canadians. They're in Toronto, but Adrian is also a professional football player.
Man, that's dope.
And so, some would argue that, if you're trying to date a man
that's an athlete,
that's in a spotlight, or that's an athlete, that you have to, lower your standards to just, you gotta do what he wants and please him sexually because he could be with whomever. And
if you don't, somebody else will.
Right. Because people will tell you that. And so I was just really, really proud of Kayla when she told me several years ago that they both made that commitment to abstain. And so Hats off to you
yeah.
guys.
Shout out to you. Salute, brother. That's dope.
Yes, what you're doing is a testament for so many young women to maintain their values and young men that, you know, you can practice that discipline. You know, it's hard, but just because you're a man doesn't mean that you're out of control. You don't have control of yourself and your desires.
Well, read what your boy just said down there, Dwayne.
Who said what?
However,
people who don't abstain, it doesn't mean you love for the other or relationship is void as a result. Nobody said it was void, but I think like the point that Kayla was making is that it takes you to a different level of intimacy because you don't have the distraction of sex.
Exactly.
I would say that even so, I was in a relationship many years ago, and that man and I were both seeking to grow in our relationships with Christ. And we were separately doing that before we began dating. But I made the suggestion that we actually abstain, and we had already slept together. I mean, it wasn't that we had never, but it was just if we're both really trying to hear from God on if we're supposed to be together, then let's abstain and give this a shot so that we can really truly focus on getting to know one another and really seeing how compatible we actually are. And so we both made that decision. Later on, I found out that, you know, he was not faithful in that decision or the relationship. So it didn't quite work out in my favor, but I can definitely see how that commitment would strengthen the relationship.
And it did work out in your favor. You know, I always say that.
Well, in our favor.
Yeah, just know it's in your favor. I always say that if a relationship don't work, it still works. You know, every relationship isn't meant to work. I think that from even the most painful relationships we go through, we learn something from it to help us grow to become better. And so I don't throw experiences away. You know, if I hadn't gone through what I've gone through, I wouldn't be the person sitting on YouTube sharing my heart and allowing people and God using my podcast to heal people all across the world. So it's through the pain that I went through. So
let's get another question, another topic. It can be a question, a relationship. It can be anything. Marriage. It can be dating, single life. Let's see. I'm going to go through here and catch up. Let's see. A lot of people came in and waved. For those of y'all that are new in here, this is just kind of a precursor to the YouTube channel that I'm launching. So please go to my link in bio and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Dear Summer.
Dear Summer. Okay.
Tell them what the YouTube channel is going to be about.
The YouTube channel is basically Dear Abby meets Quora plus, you know, happy hour with your friends that got good credit. Okay. So it's like submit your questions. What I really, really want to do through this podcast is connect with you guys in meaningful ways. And I want to not only bring in friends like Laterras, and hopefully I can get Kayla on an episode because she has some unique life experiences. But just from my well of amazing relationships, I want to talk about and answer user submitted questions about life, love, business. And then also, I really want Dear Summer to be just a completely open forum for any type of request. So for those of y'all who remember in February when we had the snowstorm, I came across this TikTok story on Twitter about a mother that was struggling with her family without power, which then motivated me to, you know, get involved and get some resources to her. And that whole experience just reminded me of one of the things I wanted to implement in the podcast, which is to solicit questions of people that actually have needs, you know, not just advice, not just resources, but, you know, we have a philanthropic need or there's an urgent ask out here because I know a lot of people. So what is the point of knowing a lot of people if you're not going to pull those resources together and bless somebody? So that's what the podcast and the show are going to be about. I hope y'all can't see me. Y'all can't see my notifications popping up.
No, they can't see it.
Okay. All right.
I hope not.
Do you think when you are looking for a relationship, do you look for a good partner or a good love maker?
You want to answer that?
Thank you, Arturo. Do you think when you are looking for a relationship, Do you look for a good partner or a good lover?
I'm looking for a good partner. Because if you have a good partner, she can be a good lover. Because a good partner, you got to think of it even from a business standpoint. If you have a partner that's going to ride with you and invest as much as you're investing in it, that's what a great partnership is. The best partnerships are when the individuals are giving. It's not like, well, I done invested 100,000. Somebody else said, well, I just gave $5 into the business. Like, that's not a good partnership. Either you're going to be given as much sweat equity that lines up with the 100,000 or equals that or something. So partnership is extremely important, because if you have a great partnership, there's nothing that you can't overcome. Y'all can work through different issues. You can strategize and overcome different obstacles. Good lover, I see where that's going, because from a lover standpoint, if you have somebody that loves you unconditionally, that too can allow you to overcome a lot of situations or obstacles. But a partnership, I would think, will entail someone that's a great lover as well.
And I'm going to dial it back to when we were in school. Think about when you got that assignment, when you had group assignment. Just think about how it felt when a teacher told you, okay, such and such, that person is your partner. Immediately you knew
that you're gonna get
you was
A,
either happy,
or you was mad.
You was like, oh shoot, we got this.
Yeah.
We got that A. Or you felt like, ain't this about it? Because you knew the person that you were partnered with was not gonna hold up their end of the bargain. They were undependable.
That's good.
That they didn't take that class seriously. Yeah, and so it was an immediate visceral reaction, because you knew at the moment that the partnership was made, you had a feeling that we gonna be all right. I'm gonna pass this class, I'm gonna get this A, or we in trouble. I'm gonna have to do this whole project myself, because I know that person they're not gonna turn it in on time. They don't have any quality work to add to this to get us to this A. And so I think about it just from that very basic standpoint when it comes to the goals that I have for my future, the life that I and lifestyle that I want to live, the children I want to raise, the legacy I want to leave. I think about, is this man, is he adding to or taking away from all of that? Is he going to be a helpmate or a hindrance?
Yep.
Are we going to be able to build something together, or is his mindset and maybe habits, is that going to tear down what I'm trying to build, or what I believe we can build? And so to answer the question, I would say partnership is more important. And hopefully, if the partnership is strong enough, the communication, the commitment to one another and each other's happiness, you can massage out that, the love-making aspect. I would think. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, because I don't even understand how you make love to somebody that is not a good partner. That's dropping the ball, that's leaving you hanging, that doesn't keep their word. That's just, that's a poor partner. Why would you even want to be touched? Ew.
We make it a thing. Read that. Okay.
If we make it a thing where whether you do or don't ain't really a thing, then can we move forward? Everyone is always trying to make people feel some type of way for natural urges. I don't understand that question. I don't understand the question, Dwayne. If you could reword that would be helpful. But how do you guys feel about partnership
versus love?
Yeah. I saw several people in here say they felt like having a strong partner was better than having a good lover.
I like the example that you brought up by school, because we all can attest to that. You'd be like, oh no, this.
You were like, can I get another?
You'd be like, oh man,
why me?
He don't never do nothing.
You asking why me?
Yeah, some of y'all was that person.
Why I gotta have Jackie?
Yeah.
Jackie don't do her work. You already knew you was gonna have to figure it out by yourself.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So give us another question, y'all.
Partnership.
And don't forget to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Link is in bio. Please, pretty please. That's all I ask of you. I don't ask much, but I need to get my subscribers up, and I'm working on some content. So
when are you gonna officially launch? We're gonna pin Summer to a date right now. Because Summer say she want to do this and then she won't. So we're gonna pin her down right now. When are you gonna officially launch the Dear Summer podcast YouTube channel?
Today's the 21st. May 1st.
That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that means you're really serious.
Yeah.
Okay. May the 1st, everybody.
But I
First
need you
episode.
guys. I need you guys in order to make this
What
happen.
day is May 1st?
Well, today's the.
You gotta make sure May the 1st is a day that you will release a podcast.
I don't know. It's 10 days from now. It'll
May
be
the
a
1st
weekend.
May the 1st is on a Saturday.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cinco de Mayo.
That's my season 3. So yeah, that's good. That means that you're gonna do it it's gonna be a weekly podcast every Wednesday.
Yep.
Yep. So Cinco de Mayo.
We're gonna launch with some margaritas. Hey. Tequila. Yeah, I'm gonna have some tequila when we go live on May the 5th. So Wednesday.
And you're gonna do it at night. What time? You're gonna try to do the same time every week.
That's if I go live. I don't always have to go live. I can just launch with episodes on Wednesdays, right? Yeah. I'm learning all of this, you guys. It's so much.
Yeah.
But for everybody that's new here that does not recognize his face, it's Laterras Whitfield of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Click his name up here in the description. Go follow and follow him on Instagram, and then just go subscribe and like his Dear Future Wifey podcast on YouTube. I promise you will not regret it. Just take my word for it. And we're in his lovely studio trying to massage this technical thing out. We got YouTube here. We got Instagram here, YouTube here, DSLR camera back there that didn't want to act right. So we're just working out some of the technical stuff. All right. So I'm going back through here. Is it possible to move from situationship to relationship?
You know what? That's a good question. I had a homegirl I was talking to about that the other day. All things are possible, but they're very unlikely. Normally, if you start off, and I'll just speak from my experience, if I started off with a situationship with you, you're not going to evolve into a relationship because I've already segmented in my mind. The reason why you are a situationship in my life is because that's all I would see you as. And so, of course, I'm talking about in my past. So that's all you were as a situationship. If you weren't, we would be in a full-fledged relationship. And so it's going to be hard for me because that's the level that I see you as. That's the qualifications that you had, or even the qualifications that you put me in is just a situationship. And evidently I didn't have the attributes that you really wanted to be in a relationship with me. So that's my thoughts. Summer G, can you go from a situationship to a relationship? You really thinking about that?
I am, because I think, oh man, the answer might lie in whether I was the reason it was a situationship, or if you were the reason. Like as if I wanted a relationship, but you put me in the situationship bucket.
Yeah. Because
then I'm like, first of all, when I figure out it's a situationship, I'm out, because now I feel dissed. And like, what do you need? Who? It's me. Why you need somebody else? You should, idiot. It's me. Like, if you don't see the opportunity in front of you, then I need to move on. Like, I'm not sharing. If it were me to put somebody in a situationship, I don't see me doing that. Again, that feels like you juggling a lot of things. You got a lot going on, and my ADD won't.
And so for most people, to put it on the even playing field, a situationship, my definition of a situationship is where you have a lot of the characteristics of a relationship, but you don't have the title. And so you're doing all these things that would lead the person to believe that it is a relationship or progressing towards that, but you really don't have a commitment. And so in a situation where
you might not want a commitment,
or don't want a commitment,
if you wanted one, you'd have it.
Yeah, either with that person or somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that's a whole different level. And so it puts you in that gray area that if the other partner was talking to somebody else or was flirting with somebody and they say, hold on, how you gonna disrespect me like that? You're like, we're in a relationship. What you mean? I'm single. And then you like,
now your feelings
hurt. So the reality is that that's why situationships can be extremely
painful
and devastating.
Yeah.
And so I stay away from them.
That's right.
Yeah, stay away from them.
Yeah.
Let your yays be yays.
Your nays be nays. Okay.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, because my ego is just not gonna tolerate knowing that you can't decide between me and some other people. I'm gonna decide for you. Somebody says, if your feelings change, let it be known. If other things take higher priority, that's one thing. But if what is taking priority, it may have to make the transition. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So let me see if I'm missing any questions. Any more questions, guys? What do you want to talk about, Laterras? What are some? Here's a question. So, what is like one of the best topics from season 2?
I can pop up there. The best topic was the best topic. Dang, it was so good. I know the most one of the most powerful episodes. Well, it's in season 1. I'll say season 1 was about don't ignore the red flags. That episode has like 120 something thousand views. And I had Pastor Renee Hornbuckle, and she was on there talking about how she married Terry Hornbuckle. And if anybody in the DFW Metroplex know about that story, he was an affluent pastor, mega church. Church was in Arlington, and he was literally drugging women and date raping them while he was married. And she talked about how she saw those, she saw some of those signs before they got married, and she ignored it and ended up getting married. And she went through some abuse while married with him and levels of control and all that type of stuff. And so I think a lot of us have a tendency to ignore red flags. You see it at the very beginning and you go, man, something ain't right about him or her. You go, we'll work through that. Everybody's not perfect. And you'll find yourself throughout that whole relationship working through the very thing that you saw initially, that was a huge character flaw. And so one of the things that I'm being very intentional about is not ignoring red flags, no matter how beautiful the woman looks, no matter how much she makes me feel temporarily, to know that if there's something in my spirit that's grieving me and saying something ain't right, then I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that, because I've ignored that in the past and didn't feel good. So we will not be ignoring red flags
at all. And especially for women, it's important for us to like really heed those, because a toxic man, an abusive man, a narcissist can take you down real quick. It's just, we don't have, I think, because we're so emotional, we're so nurturing, oftentimes when we pick up on things, our first instinct, maybe you want to fix it, or you want to be nurturing, you want to help, you want to feel bad for a person that, you know, seems to be in pain or have some sort of internal conflict. We think we always want to fix somebody, you know, or help them.
Yeah.
Because our hearts are so big. And so instead of seeing red flag, danger, run, we think, oh, he just needs, you know, you think you can love him to life. And you think that you have the woman that you are is just what he needed. Well, he didn't have you before, but now that you're in his life, you're going to turn things around for him because you see the potential and he has so much greatness, and you're just going to help him, you know, get through these little small struggles. And really it's like, nah, girl, that man is 45.
He's been that way for a long time.
That's him.
That's his character.
Who he is.
That's who he is.
Yeah, that is for him and God. Like he has some things he needs to, you know, work on himself. And so as women, I just think the red flags are really, really critical, because really quickly you can find yourself in a very dangerous situation. Totally. Trying to fix somebody. or help them.
Nene says she has some questions down in that box. That's why I clicked on that at the bottom. That question mark. That.
Let's see.
Those are questions.
Do you think we ignore red flags because women like projects?
I read this powerful article that a friend sent me about women that are more high-powered women that are successful in their jobs and professions, that they have a tendency to lean towards toxic men because they're problem solvers. And so they have the bandwidth, even from their professional life, to overcome obstacles, and they strive on a higher level. And so they look at men that are toxic as just another project that they can overcome, something that they can solve, and something that they can master. And so I thought that was an extremely interesting article. I read that last week. But yeah, that's what they say. The reason why most high-powered women choose toxic men is because they look at it as a project. Did you know that something?
I had never looked at it from that perspective,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's not attractive to me. That's in fact, it's a distraction. Like
Yeah.
I'm building 2 businesses. I have family that I enjoy spending time with. I have personal goals that I would like to achieve, and just a man that's a project. Why would I ever sign up for that? Yeah, like you grown. I'm my own project. Why would I sign up for an adult as a project? Yeah, no, it's a no. Let me check these questions. Okay.
Nikki said she has some questions in there.
Arturo, yeah, Nick got all the questions. But shout out to Nick in St. Louis.
Arturo said,
in an interracial relationship, is it frowned upon more if a Black man dates out of race than a Black woman does the same? Black man?
You said it's more frowned upon?
Yeah.
My question, I don't see a problem with Black women dating out the race. I think that they need to open up their options, and, you know, even when I talk about just percentage and the ratio from men to women, it's, you know, women need to open up their options and definitely date outside their race. Because if, truthfully speaking, if every man on this earth chose a woman right now, there would be, I think I looked at it, like 7 women to every 1 man that just would go without a man. And so, yeah, that's just, those odds are just really, really disheartening. So I would say definitely date, find love, however you're gonna find love, no matter what the color of their skin is. But for me, I will marry a Black woman because I just prefer Black women. I love Black women, and my mama Black. So that's what I want. So
as for me in my house, I too shall marry a Black man. Shout out to Roots of Culture, protect Black men at all costs. Yeah, my father is actually Mexican. For those of y'all that did not know, I'm mixed. My mom's Black, but you know, I have a post in my Instagram where I specifically say all of the men that have affirmed me, cared for me, protected me, basically helped me to become the woman that I am today were Black men. They were the Black men in my family. And so for that reason, my loyalty, my affections are exclusively with my Black brothers.
Amen.
And so I think the question though was about it being frowned upon.
Frowned upon more if a woman dated a Black man, if a Black woman dated outside her race versus a
no, he said, is it more if a Black man dates outside of race than a Black woman, than if a Black woman does the same?
I say, well, because women are gonna be more vocal about it. It's like, men, I don't know. You tell me with your women counterparts, do y'all find yourself when y'all look at a man, a Black man dating a woman outside his race, do y'all criticize him?
I think
there's a Black
the
man
side
that you love.
eyes. I think the side eyes generally just come from a place of a little bit of disappointment, particularly if it's we're not good enough. Because certainly there are many, many of us who are good enough. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's a dig like that, but it's just seeing a brother that you're like, man, like he's an amazing man, and I wish he were having, he had a Black wife by his side, that Black family unit. Yeah, I think maybe there's a little disappointment there, like, But
do you feel the same way when a woman with a Black woman is dating outside her race?
no. No.
Exactly.
No. And maybe some of it is probably geographic, because I don't see a lot of Black women dating white men here. Do you?
I just have a couple of friends that are
Yeah,
married to Black white men.
Yeah, I know, like, I can count on one hand how many interracial couples that I know where it's a Black woman and a non-Black husband. But they all seem very happy.
Yep,
they all seem extremely happy. Who knows? Maybe I'll meet somebody and change my mind, but that hasn't been my experience so far.
So guess what the question is when it comes to a Black man and a woman going for interracial relationships is who wants what more? You understand that?
I guess the question is, when it comes to a Black man and woman going for interracial relationships, is who wants what more? I don't understand it. Yeah. Arturo asks, he says, because his girlfriend is Black. What's been your experience? Because Arturo, you're Hispanic, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. People have asked me that too. Like, Summer, you half Mexican. Like, you're not even going, your hermano's a chance. And I don't know my father's side of the family very well. I've only met a few of them when I was very, very, very young, but I have never grown up around them. I'm not very familiar with my Hispanic culture, my Mexican culture. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I know some, but it's just there's a disconnect between me and that side of me, that half of me. So maybe part of it is just like from a comfort level, I'm more comfortable with my Black family and my Black friends, Black culture is what I was raised with. So yeah, I don't want to have to explain. This is going to sound real silly, but I really don't want to have to explain my Martin jokes to somebody. Like I know so many Martin one-liners, and I need somebody to be able to complete my sentence and not look at me like, what are you talking about? That would be disappointing.
Sent a request.
I don't know who this is. Yeah.
Look at
OC Live Noob. Have we met? Let me look at the questions.
Dang, Nick.
Yeah, Nick got out. Nick, we're gonna get you to submit once a week.
And get you to call in, submit your video so you can be on it. The way we are working on and what is the time? Pick one of them questions.
Thoughts on the constant Black men versus Black women energy on social media?
Thoughts on the Black man versus Black women?
Yeah, energy.
See, that whole energy has been and I don't even talk on this issue, but that whole thing has been ignited by the whole Kevin Samuel stuff. I just don't have no comment about it because I don't even want to discuss that brother. Well, I will say he says a lot of stuff that I disagree. I disagree with his method of how he voices his. I would just use the word disdain towards women. It's a lot of toxic talk. Some stuff he says is extremely true, but then a lot of stuff is just very demeaning. And so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But when it comes to the Black man and Black woman thing, I think that's the catalyst of it all.
The Kevin Samuels interviews?
Yeah, that's what's blowing up. This joke is trending and his channel is blown up. He will go.
Nick said his delivery is distasteful.
Yeah, and that's an understatement.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Yeah,
honestly. But then I have to say, like, when you open yourself up
for that
to be
criticism,
yeah, like I would never. You couldn't pay me to call a stranger
to assess you.
Yeah, to affirm me. Well,
He'd be like,
do you think? What would you rate?
Rate yourself.
I wish I would.
And you can't use a number 7. You'd be like, what? You're like, no,
Yeah.
you're a 5 at best. You're a 5 at best.
I don't understand that mindset that you need to call a stranger.
So I've watched these videos and it's just hilarious to me. It's funny, but then when I take myself out the comedy and think about being on the receiving end of that, I'm like, wow, that's wrong. You know, to be on the receiving end of that, I believe is very damaging. I think I learned about interracial looking at what people want in relationships. What do you say?
One thing I learned about interracial is looking at what people want out of relationships, why and how would you stop that? I wish I could just tag I wish I could tag y'all in. Do you want to be live?
And ask
Okay,
questions.
This is what we're going to do.
You get 4 people
We're
on
going
here.
to spice this up. If you have a question, you have to be willing to join us in the live. And I'm going to add you via video. And then you can ask your question here because I'm having trouble deciphering some of these questions.
3-4 people on this thing.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of that gentleman. So, and by the way, while I'm scrolling through these chat messages, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Dear Summer.
Dear Summer.
Link is in. You
The bio.
You need to add that into your bio.
Can I add it here? It's in my bio.
Oh, well, good then.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, link in bio. Subscribe to the Dear Summer podcast and YouTube channel. We're going to launch on May 5th.
Friend, I'm not camera ready.
I'm not camera ready, girl.
You said she's in St. Louis?
Yeah, Nick is in St. Louis. All right. Any more questions? I'm going to check this box really quick. They're all Nick's questions. Nick, you have reached your quota for the evening. Sorry, sis.
She answers a question.
Here's a question.
So you can pin a comment below.
Here's a question. I can.
Yeah.
Let me see. Here's a question, y'all. What do y'all think about friends? Or no, how about this? What do you think about being platonic friends with a former lover?
You asking them that question?
I'm asking, you and them. And I'll ask you, what do you think about developing platonic friendships with former lovers?
When I was younger, I didn't, like in my 20s and maybe early 30s, I didn't really understand that, and I would totally disagree with it. Now, I don't care about this stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff I just don't care about no more. I care more about the level of transparency to know that. So say I met this woman and she is friends with her ex-boyfriend, but they dated 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever the time span is, but they haven't done anything. They don't flirt with each other. He's gone off. He has a girlfriend or a wife, or even if he's single, whatever the scenario is. If that woman has shown herself to be extremely transparent and honest, then I can accept it. Because at the end of the day, if someone wants to cheat on you, they can cheat on you with somebody you never even knew their name, that you ever, like, that they can tell you they never ever slept. And in order for me to know that they've had something in the past means that she had to be transparent enough to let me know that. So by her being transparent enough to let me know that, then that's another level of trust that was built. Because she could just say, oh no, we ain't never messed with each other.
That's my brother.
Yeah, that's my brother. Man, that's like my brother. I ain't never messed with him before. He just be lying. You know what I'm saying? You be like, what? And then somebody tell you.
So you would always want to know.
Yeah, I gotta know.
You want to know.
I want to be the smartest one in the room. My rule is make me the smartest person in the room.
So no matter if it was how long ago
I don't care if it was
how
8 years old,
frequent it happened, if you
if you were 12 years old and he fingered you on the playground, I want to know that. Like I want to know, because I don't want to be left in the dark. Because all I'm gonna do is just laugh about it and keep it moving.
So what if you were at an event? Let's say it's a big event. It could be a formal event.
Yep.
And it just so happens. Now, mind you, I'll be 40 in June, and you're in your 40s.
I'm 43 years old.
And we've both been in Dallas a long time. So that's a lot of people that you've had time to date in the last 20 plus years.
Right.
So what if, I'm gonna pick a number. Let's just pick a number. What if there were 6 men let's say that it's a guest count of 1,000 people.
Yep.
And out of 1,000 people, there were 6 men that the woman was intimate with. That means she necessarily had intercourse with him, but she was
I don't care if she had
intimate.
sex with 6 people. It don't bother me.
So you actually expect
It don't
her
bother
to be
me.
like, so y'all are standing around.
And she like, yeah.
Cocktail
I
hour.
let him
Oh,
hit me,
you don't
bro.
hear? Yeah. Okay. Having a drink. Oh yeah. Let's go have a dance. So you're
He's
dancing.
like, yeah, had sex with
Oh
him.
honey, turn around. Him too. You're sitting down at dinner. You're having dinner. Oh yeah, the steak is delicious. Oh.
Yeah, him too. He
Oh,
hit.
wait, you see? Look through the flowers on the other side. Okay, no, the next table. No, not him. The one with the beard. Him. Yeah. Him too. Pass me the gravy. Like, what? But 3 more times. Like the whole evening, the whole program is ruined because you don't know what's even going on stage no more because she keep having to interject. Like, yeah, I slept with him. He ate me out.
Oh, the guy that's speaking right now. I had sex with him.
Oh, the one on
The host
the
right
one,
there.
yeah, the MC.
I let him hit too.
Yeah,
The
Wild
MC has
Night in
seen me.
Cancun. Yeah, that happened. Like, you want to know? You want to know everybody?
Yeah, it don't bother me.
That's a lot.
Because they come walking up to you right in front, talking about, hey girl, hugging all on you, and then I just don't know it. It's like, because the thing about it is, I'm not looking for just a girlfriend. I'm looking for a wife. So I want to know everything about you. It's like, because at the end of the day, people be trying it. And if they don't know, and the dude gonna ask, hey, your dude know about us? I ain't gonna tell him that. And then he automatically knows at that point. He got a little leg up on, be like, oh, so you ain't gonna tell me? Okay, you must still be feeling me. But if he says, so your dude know about me? Oh, y'all tell him everything. Oh, and he just chill like that, ain't no big deal. Automatically shows my security. And that's what I always want to be, the smartest person in the room, because I'm not threatened by the past of my wife. I'm not threatened by the past of a girl that I'm dating. I don't care. We all have a past. But
is there any number that would make you uncomfortable?
It's not a number.
There's not a number.
No.
So I said 6.
If it was like 20, if it was 50, it doesn't bother me. Because I'm a note, like those conversations that we already have, and hopefully it's a whole lot more about her because you don't understand people. I have a whole lot of female friends, and I've spoken to a lot of female friends that have done some broken stuff. And in their brokenness, whether they're in their 20s, 30s, or even their 40s, that they've made these unwise decisions, but I can't hold them guilty of their broken stage. It's friends that I know that overcome sexual abuse and trauma.
That's a friend. That's not your future wife.
It's the same thing, but I want my future wifey to be my best friend. So I can't give my best friend a level of past. I'm just talking about in their storytelling of them telling me about their past, that they've shared with me their past. And I'm like, oh shoot, girl, whatever, and know about whatever it is. But I can't, I'm secure when it comes to that. Because other than that, what happens? Everything is fine, it's great. The relationship is great. Introduced to a mom, this is a woman I'm gonna marry, and then she says, hey, guess what? I had sex with that dude, and I had sex with that dude, and whatever the 6 guys you say, and I don't want to be with you no more. Like, really? Over something that happened in the past?
I just don't know why it would come up.
Because if she's been honest.
Some of the people, the viewers here, are saying some things are best not knowing.
Not for me, though. Some people is like
you
that song Mario. That song Mario, I don't want to know if you playing me.
I don't want to know if you're playing me. Please don't
keep it on the low. Cause my heart can't take it anymore. See,
shout out to Mario.
I thought that was a craziest song. To be like, what? You don't want to know.
But that's different. He said, if you're playing me, like
keep it on the low.
Not if you had, but we're talking about the past.
I'm talking about even that. If this man saying, if you with me, don't even tell me. If you cheating on me, don't even let me know. That's even different. A deeper level.
I think that's different.
Even in your past, I still need to know, because your past will always come back to haunt you if you're allowed to. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying don't tell the truth when it comes up. I'm just saying I really cannot see myself.
But see, I do.
I can't see myself at a game.
But see, the crazy thing about it, you're talking to somebody that does
there
that.
being 4 people in the room.
A 6.
Or 6. four people in the room that I have a history with, and like interrupting whatever moment or great time or conversation that I'm having with my man to be like, oh yeah.
But you might not say it now, knowing what the temperature is in the room. You may not say it right then. You may end up saying it later. Be like, when the guy walked up to me and said such, I messed with him in the past. I did this.
That's different.
Talk about
That's
later.
different. That's different. If the nigga actually come up and like say something, just so you can get it out there, like, oh yeah, by the way, time out, full disclosure, the nigga that came up that was, he was out of line. Yeah, he was.
We messed around.
We messed around like 8 years ago. I don't talk to him. It's nothing. But he was trying to flex. So that's why I sent him on his way, because he was he was being messy. But just so you know, so you're not in the dark. So in that respect, I get it. But I don't think. Do I want to know if I were at a gala with my man? And there were a lot of women there. No, I don't think I want to know. I don't think I care. It's me now. I'm here. I don't care about the rest of.
Somebody said best not knowing. Not all intimate relationships are physical. So yeah, it'd be even a harder conversation. Be like, I was intimate with this person, but we never had sex. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Is that better or worse? Worse?
No. It's when I say I don't be caring about the past, like it just.
But you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know just because I don't want nobody. I'm looking stupid.
Yeah.
Like I read stuff about. I read information about stuff that I don't have no plan of pursuing. I read books and be, oh, okay, that's interesting to know.
So, in summation, you feel that you're okay with your girlfriend being friends
wife.
with your girlfriend then wife.
I ain't gonna never have a girlfriend. I'm too old to have a girlfriend. I'm not gonna have a girlfriend.
You're okay with your
lover
being friends
with an ex, somebody that she's been. Yeah.
You better than me.
Sometimes you can't block it if you want to.
I used to say that
because they'd be talking to them anyway when they're around.
It's possible to have be platonic friends with somebody that you have a history with, but I feel differently.
Yeah, because you live. But I'm saying in your early 20s and 30s, you'd be like, oh no, you got me messed up. But what that was talking about, when you say that, what you're thinking about is the insecurity that you have that someone else had a place with that person that was significant, and then the trust factor of saying that I don't believe that you can still honor me in our relationship because you had this sexual interaction or relationship with somebody in the past. It's based on trust and insecurity. But if someone actually, like, think about it, where you see couples that actually go out with their ex-spouses and their new lover. Like they'll literally go out, they have kids together. And, oh yeah, we're gonna go on trips together. Yeah. How is that? That's the highest level, that you can literally go on a trip with your ex-spouse and their current wife. It's like
it's a lot of security.
It's a lot of security because it's no big deal. Like they got somebody else. It's a whole level of maturity and security. And so I'll be like, if people want to cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you all day. So if that's what you're afraid of, that's what you're afraid of. But at the end of the day, you can't stop somebody from cheating on you. So if someone is being transparent, that's somebody that you need to be. I had this quote that said, this quote that I made up that says, honesty is telling me the truth when asked a question. Transparency is telling me what I don't even know to ask. I desire transparency. I just desire it. I desire, like I said, the whole podcast is about transparency. Nobody asked me these questions these conversations I have on my podcast, me divulging myself to the world. So then why would I want a wife to be sitting around and I'm her boss she doesn't mess around with and I have no idea about it? And I'm like, oh yeah, you staying late tonight? Cool, sure. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, somebody tell me, you don't have a problem with your wife still working up there with who? She used to mess around with her boss. And I'm looking stupid. Now I'm looking just like, why did she never say that? And then she says, well, I mean, that was in the past. That had nothing to do with you. That's before we ever met. And be like, God, no. So then it puts me in a position that I have to know the right questions to ask and ask it in the right way in order to get the knowledge of what I need.
Right.
That's taxing.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna put nobody through all that mess.
Yeah.
You know, what do you say, sir, slurp?
You want me on my TV?
Oh, plus there are a million apps to try and keep up with. Exactly. People sitting up there lying and they talking to you through hidden channels and different apps and burner phones and all. I don't got time for all that. Because if somebody
Phones for dating?
man, people they be cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shoot. So at the end of the day, it's like, man, let's keep it real. We're gonna be mature. You govern yourself, handle yourself accordingly. I'm gonna govern myself and handle myself accordingly. And if this is your friend and y'all platonic and y'all used to have sex in the past, and that was somebody that you dated or whatever, then it is what it is. And just respect me in that process. And if you're doing the right job and everything is right anyway, and y'all being transparent, that person ain't gonna be sitting there talking to that person every single day, all day, because she's gonna honor you in that relationship, or I'll honor her, or vice versa. And you know how to keep people in the right space. At least that's my theory. And so I want a mature woman that we can both handle each other accordingly. That was a response to Steve's question above my
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. It's too much. I don't know. Do you watch a lover's socials to see what's what? I don't even know what that is.
Go look on your lover's social media stuff and
What
go
is
read
that?
their comments, like your boyfriend, your lover.
Oh,
Go read
you mean go lurk? Do I go? Wait.
Do you go lurk? Go see
Do
who commented.
I watch somebody I'm with their socials to see what's what? Have I ever? Yeah.
Yeah, of course you will.
But you know what? I always have to remind myself, everything ain't what it seems. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And I think about my own social media and how many strangers, people I have never met in my life, don't have my phone number, cannot reach me directly, leave heart eye emojis or, flirt in my comments. And it's nothing. It's 10,000% nothing. Sorry. Oops. Yeah, thought that didn't hang up. Okay. Yeah. And it's nothing. And so I think it would really suck if I were in a relationship with somebody and they made a big deal about the comments I get from strangers because they mean absolutely nothing. But if they're insecure and making a big deal about it, then now we arguing about something that's not worth arguing about.
Right.
So I try to apply that same logic, like just because somebody's leaving certain comments, not all, but just like learn to pick your battles, be mature. And I'm not insecure like that. So have I gone to look? Yes. Am I mature enough to realize and secure enough to be like, to not trip? Yes. As long as I'm taken care of, haven't been given reasons to trip, then I'm cool. I'm not gonna pick a fight over some dumb shit, over some Instagram comments. You got me messed up.
Instagram comments.
Let's see. Did it bother you? Anything can bother you, depending on where your head is at the moment. No. Here's my thing about men being flirted with or even being flirted with. I always say, don't nobody want somebody that nobody wants.
Yep.
So I expect the person that I'm with is probably getting hit on and flirted with because they're a desirable, attractive individual that other people, like if I desire them, I hope other people would too, like I don't want nobody looking like, oh,
why you got him?
Summer with him?
He must got a lot of money.
Right. Why she choose him? So I would expect there's going to be flirting. I'm just hopeful that he knows how to respond to the flirting in a respectable way. You?
Yeah.
If you saw, you've been on your phone. My phone finna die, so we're going to wrap this up in a little bit. How would you respond to seeing, okay, so you done picked out wifey. You in the engagement phase. You go on, let's say wifey is very well known. You go on her Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and there's men that you don't know that are leaving flirtatious, hey, beautiful, good morning, beautiful, heart eye emojis, miss you. Like, is there anything that would trigger where you'd be like, whoa, Who is you?
Yeah, I'm thinking it triggers her response.
What if
So
she's not responding?
It don't matter. So I don't care.
So you wouldn't care about any one-sided comment.
No,
There's nothing that would.
She better have. My wife better have dudes on her in her DMs and everywhere, leaving comments saying how fine she is and all that. I need that. She better have that. Other than that, then I'm like, well, dang, what's wrong with me? I'm the only one want her. Like, what's going on? I thought she was fine to everybody. Like, I thought she was fine.
Nobody want her?
No, nobody want but me. Girl, what they know about you? I don't know. God, dog, I thought you was a baddie.
Right.
So yeah, no, I like all this stuff. You gotta think I'm in the entertainment industry, so it's like I cast even with my national shows. I used to cast with talent and looks. So it's like that's basically what it is. So I'm not insecure about this stuff. I need dudes to want you.
Yeah, kind of turn me on.
Yeah, I'd be like, girl, yeah, you know.
I saw your little girlfriend in your comments.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I like saying that stuff. Yeah, I see a little girlfriend talking like, yeah,
you know, girlfriend. She said,
like, yeah, she be all, she said it all the time.
Yeah.
And be laughing or be sitting up there, a girl be like, look at what he done sent me his DM, look at this, blah, blah. Like that's a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
But it's because I'll do the same thing and we just trip out. And
yeah.
You can't be petty.
Sure can't. And you ain't gonna last.
Nope.
You're gonna be stressed out for nothing.
Yep.
All right, y'all, we got 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. You got some more questions? We're going to wrap it up. For those of y'all that just joined us, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to launch this podcast.
On Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, on Cinco de Mayo with some tequila.
To celebrate her other half. Yeah.
So link in bio. Please go subscribe. Any last minute feedback? Y'all get in the chat. Post something. Let me know what you think. If you got anything out of tonight's chat, would really love the feedback. I'm just working on making sure that the podcast and the YouTube channel are very helpful in the advice and the feedback. You're going to see Laterras here again. You'll see a lot more of my other friends join me talking about not just relationships, but business, life, providing resources to you guys. I just want the Dear Summer podcast and YouTube channel to be a place that, you love coming. Never know what you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot to share.
It's a great conversation, Arturo. Thank you so much. Arturo. Gracias, mi amigo.
Thank you so much. And again, if y'all got feedback, definitely send it to my DMs. Make sure you're following me here. If you're new here, if you sent this to somebody, follow me. All of that. Got to connect with y'all. So thank you so much for making my debut amazing. Kind of soft debut.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
Just talking. No, you did great. That's why I like when you use analogies. So stay with analogies like
analogies.
That. Yeah. Just say that you were at a gala and you were eating your grape on like that. Outie.
Bye, y'all. Do I share it to IGTV?
How you do that? Yeah. That thing right there still going.
Oh.
Nobody even on there.
Bye.